everyone, I decided to do my primer video today because I've mentioned it before in a previous video and I figured that you guys would appreciate that video. So the first primers that I'm going to talk about, the first two are going to be my favorite primers. Then the other three are going to be just some that I use just if I happen to grab it. There's two of them that I don't really use that well, or not that well, but that much. But these are the primers that I'm going to be talking about. Too Faced Shadow Insurance, Lorac Behind the Scenes, Smashbox Photofinish Lid Primer, Urban Decay Primer Potion, and the Benefit Stay Don't Stay. Stay, don't stray. I always do that. Stay, don't stray. They should have picked a better name for that. So I'm going to talk about them in that order. So I'm going to use my Revlon Matte Eyeshadow in Rich Sable. It's number 9 if you guys are just wondering. And it looks like this. Oops. And I'm going to be using just the applicator that it came with. Nothing fancy, just that. Okay, so the first one, I'm going to do it on my arm, so it's probably going to be a little weird when I try to show you the primer, but I'm going to start up here. And that's about as much as I use, you guys can see, as much as I use for one eyelid. And this is a Too Faced one. So when you rub it in, it feels kind of silky and smooth. This one is my favorite. I've been using that one for about 2 years now. So I'm a little biased, but hey. I'm going to take some eyeshadow. Once that's kind of blended in and kind of dry, I'm going to just do a swipe of that. And it looks pretty rich. I guess I should do a swipe of the color on its own. So this right here is the sable, rich sable color from Revlon on its own, without any primer. This is with the Too Faced Shadow Insurance. I love this. It never creases, never fails. It's one that I always will have. The next one is my Lorac Behind the Scenes. I've been using this a little bit more than my Too Faced. It was mentioned in my favorites video. And it comes with a squeeze tube, which I really like. And this one is, when you put it on, it dries clear. And this one kind of comes out a little bit more easily than the Too Faced one because it's not as thick. But again, that's the amount that I would use for one eye. Lid. Not my eyeball, but my eyelid. Alright, so once this kind of, you know, gets nice and dry and kind of soaked in, again, it's clear, you can't even see it. Pick up some more color using the same amount as before. And that's the Lorac Behind the Scenes. So far, Lorac Behind the Scenes intensifies the color, makes it look richer than the Too Faced Shadow Insurance, but still, both are my favorite. The next one is the Smashbox Photofinish Lid Primer. This one has a doe foot applicator, which is great because, you know, it comes off with more product, so you don't have to squeeze a little bit more or a little bit harder and kind of have product come out. But the sad part about it is the fact that once you get to a certain point where there's only the last little bits, it's really hard because it's the same kind of concept like the Urban Decay Primer Potion, so I'll get to that in a second. But this one has a kind of skin tone color. Well, it's more kind of a peachy pink color. It does help kind of conceal any redness or veins that you may have on your lids. Since that skin is pretty thin, you will notice it there more. So that one does help conceal, but, you know, it's not one that I really use. It's, when I first got it, I was using it a lot, but, oh, hello. Could have done this a long time ago, but that's a little bit easier for you guys to see the color. And I'm going to wipe my finger off. Pick up some more of that eyeshadow. And this is it right there. Get it closer, as you can see. Too Faced, Lorac, and Smashbox. The next one is going to be my Urban Decay Primer Potion. I got the little mini one because I get a lot of their palettes. And so again, that's the amount that I would use for one eye. What I like about this one is, obviously mine is small, but they did come out with a squeeze tube for those who like that, which is great. This one does crease up on me just depends if I don't put enough or if I put too much on. It does crease up on me, so it's kind of a bummer because some people don't have that issue, but I do. My lids are pretty oily. And that is the swatch in comparison to the other ones. This is the color without anything, so don't confuse that with a primer. And well, like I said, it does crease up on me. I do use this kind of frequent, but not an everyday product, so it's not something that I would mention in favorites. I have several of these little ones, so I'm using it just because it came with what I purchased. They did come out with one in Sin, which has like a kind of bronzy, shimmery undertone, which can sometimes change the color of the eyeshadow, but it's good because if you don't want to put eyeshadow, you could just throw some of that on and be out the door because you have that little bit of sheen. They did come out with another one in Eden, which is going to be in a yellow tube. It's a matte, kind of yellowy based. It kind of conceals any redness or discoloration like the Smashbox one does. And it's pretty good. I've tried it. I've played with it at the store. You can get it at both, all three of them at Ulta or Sephora. And they're, I think, all going to be $18. This one is, because Smashbox, I think, is $22. And so is the Lorac one. The Too Faced one is $17. The last and final primer, if I don't screw up the name, is Stay, Don't Stray by Benefit. This one is can be a multi-use one. You can use this as a primer for your eyeshadows or for your concealer. I have not tried it for a concealer primer, but I do sometimes, every once in a while, I'll use this. It's, like I said, it's the last one because it's not one that I actually use a lot. When you first get this, as you can see, mine's all dirty. When you first get this, the first couple uses, when you pump it, it does kind of come out too much. So you do end up wasting more product than you are using. But as this gets kind of loose and you use it more, you learn how to get just a small little dab. But as you can see, that is, well, picked an awkward place to put it. As you can see, that dab right there is a little too much. That's for both eyes. So it's still, it just kind of, I don't know, I'm disappointed because I kind of wanted it to be, gotta wipe some of it off because that's too much. Kind of disappointed because I kind of wanted it to be, really good. Because, they did discontinue the Benefit FYI primer. They don't make that anymore. So I guess this is something that they came out with instead of that. I kind of wish that they would have kept the Benefit FYI, honestly. But that's the way it looks. This one has more of a yellowy based kind of color when you put it on. So let's go ahead and pick up some more eyeshadow and put this on. And there it is. So it's like, as I'm going along, it's getting like to the point where you won't even be able to see how funny is that. But if I can get it, here is no primer, Too Faced, Lorac, Smashbox, Urban, and Benefit. Stay, Don't Stray. Ooh, and I didn't mess that up. So those are the colors. If I had to purchase one, I would kind of have a problem with that because I cannot narrow it down to one. I would go with these two. Too Faced and Lorac. My faves. The Smashbox I probably won't repurchase because I can't remember the last time I used that. Urban, not so much. Maybe if for whatever reason they were out of this and out of this for whatever coincidence, I would probably just buy the Urban Decay one. The Benefit Stay Don't Stay, I probably, Stay Don't Stray, probably would not purchase that one again. You waste too much and it's kind of expensive to be wasting. I think it's $24. It's a little expensive and, since you're wasting about half of it, so don't really see myself repurchasing that. But I will take a picture of this and post it towards the end of the video. If you would like me to put links, I can put links to the websites where you can purchase these. If you have any more questions or comments, please leave them below the video, and I hope that this was helpful. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.